3, 2, 1. So welcome to Blue Star Adventure. This is 145 star. I'm very excited to do this run.
I'm excited to commentate.
Thank you for the good luck, everybody who's saying so.
I guess I should say good luck.
Thank you. Why'd you do that?
Starting with the best song in the game, obviously.
I died on the first star. The Good Omen.
You just wanted to hear John Cena theme more. I don't blame you.
How could you blame me? This star is a little bit dumb, and because there's a lack of colors, you'll find that you'll see me ground pound and you think I'm way too early, but I'm actually getting the star. This happens on the second star I get as well.
So yeah, this is the wing cap stage, pretty simplistic. And by that I mean it has like 8 rectangles in it.
Yeah.
But...
I wish that was an exaggeration.
Yeah, there's also 6 stars shoved in here.
For some reason, half of them are floating boxes.
One of them's inside a floating box. Live counting of all the polygons in this level. Alright. Well, okay, so these towers are 5 each, that's 10. You've got the base of those towers, that's another 5, that's 15. The floor is 16. You've got the... let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25 on the first platform there. So that's what, 40, 41 polygons in this entire level?
About.
So Agyrof is pretty on target.
Revan's deafened in the call, so I have no idea.
What is Rev playing, I wonder?
Sorry about the noise. I have a glass desk and I have a glass jar of water, and it's not a good combination of sound.
I see.
Don't worry, I have a second glass jar of water. Just in case I run out.
Yeah, this hack does have a few good songs in it. It's just...
Also,
it's
GMD.
just a lot of songs from other hacks. What's up?
I want you to play a game called Spot the Strat you didn't know, because I've come up with a few in the last week that you haven't seen yet.
Spot the strat that I didn't know. Alright.
Yeah, this music is the John Cena theme. As much as this hack is kind of under average, I feel like it's a really funny meme in a lot of spots.
It is a very funny meme, and honestly, I don't speedrun 145, but I think that 95 is actually a fun speedrun as well, just because you get to skip most of the extremely long, boring stars usually.
That is very true.
And you also don't have to do the late game, like Kaizo stages, pretty much.
That was an interesting backup. The late Kaizo stages kind of ruin it for this game.
They do, but we'll get there when we get there.
Does Baseball have 95 record right now?
He has the current recorder.
I see. That's exciting.
I actually did get a 113, but I was not recording, so it doesn't count. So no vid, no did.
That's
But
true.
that'd be a lesson to everyone out there. Always record your runs, even if they're your first D-Rust run back in 3 months.
I almost didn't record my most recent world record. I was just going to do an offline run, and I was like, I might as well stream. Because of that first death and a little bit of clownage, we're probably about 30 seconds behind of what we'd average walking out of here, but that's okay.
Yeah, you got a great hype man in the chat. CB's out here hyping you up.
Dude.
The cousin of the ROM hack community right there. That's CB.
CB hypes me up like a white boy hypes up his girl best friend. That's a make up a speedrun moment. Dude, we got some good speedrunners in Canada. I'm not about to say I represent Canada. We got Sego over here. That's about it. Oh no, I meant the time loss.
Sego's not Canadian.
I was talking about the time loss, sorry.
There's a bit of a difference between Sego and the time loss. One of them is alive.
CB hypes up Aggie like high school girls hype up a gay guy.
Okay, space.
Yeah, so coming out of Wingcap, there's no music for whatever reason. I think it had to do with older hacks and levels within levels. But for some reason, Nightmare never suffered from that.
Oh, Nightmare. Mop's from Canada.
Who?
Moplop.
Oh, Moplop is from Canada. They're from the same area as me, even. We live like a 2-hour drive away.
You got the Nightmare Legend. Actually, there's quite a few Nightmare Legends. I'm not gonna call Mop the Nightmare Legend.
Yeah.
Spaces. He's from Antarctica.
True, I forgot.
Yeah. You know who would have known? First Antarctican ROM hack runner. Let's go.
I mean, Antarctica, Canada, what's the difference?
I think way back when ROM hacks first got on the speedrun.com, Space actually said he was from Antarctica on there. It's a pretty big meme, and I love it.
Yeah. I think it's still like that, isn't it?
Oh, the music file itself. Thank you, Galacta. Someone who knows more about music than I do in games. Top 10 provinces of Canada. Number 1, Moplop's house. Number 2, Stupid Death at Aggie's house. Jadis the cartoon buffoon. So something that will be pretty classic of this run if you've never seen it before is a lot of levels are do the same thing 3 times, and then there's a couple deviations. And a lot of 100-point stars are very simple and easy.
Oh yeah, he is still able to say Antarctica on SRK.
Well, people actually live at the North Pole and in Antarctica. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't think actual streamers or speedrunners could consistently stream from there.
Yeah, the bandwidth and all that.
The population of each is
stream on
somewhere
there.
around 10,000.
They have to stream on their satellite internet.
It's an idea. That's like 2012 streaming, but nowadays.
Or like 2005 streaming.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, not even. That's awful. Alright.
But yeah, a lot of the early levels in this game are very simplistic rectangular models.
We're gonna go into a lot of people's favorite levels next, which is Misty Desert. I like this level. Just not as much as other people do. Where's Bubby when you need him?
I wish I knew music. I would have beaten Andrew in the music quiz if I did, but I don't.
There were couples. Ugh. I felt bad for like some of the stuff that I already knew, but in the moment my brain just couldn't think of it. So I'm just like, shit.
Kind of how I felt as well.
There we go,
Misty
there's a Misty
Desert.
Desert Pog Champ.
Shoutouts to Captain Bowser since he asked for one.
This level's interesting. I'm okay with it.
This level, it's
It's a level.
it's a level. It's basically do the same thing over and over again, but less far up the stage.
Oops.
Yeah.
That's many courses in this game, King Toad.
What? That's not happened to me before. That's new.
Uh-oh. Walked off the edge. Uh-oh. That's not good.
It's just the way I walked off. There's weird looking collision there.
Oh, another common theme with this hack. Weird-looking collision.
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely a staple in this hack.
Would it be BSA if it didn't have weird collision?
Good point.
I'm clowning a slight bit.
Yeah.
Well, weird-looking and weird acting. It's not just how it looks. It's very funky. I can't say the word funky without thinking of Funky Kong anymore. Thanks a lot, Mario Kart Wii.
I keep thinking of Friday Night Funkin'. Thanks a lot, the entire community.
What?
It's a new rhythm game. It's pretty good.
Oh. Yeah.
I should play that. I haven't played it before.
I think I took a look at it and I'm like, yeah, I'd rather play Osu.
Whoops. I'm really clowning this stage. Good thing there's the rest of the run to do.
Yeah, that's the thing with the early game stages is pretty much anything before like course 11 is just like you can mess it up a lot and not lose too much time because 11 through 14 are just basically Kaizo stages.
Yeah. There's one
The
hard jump
balancing
in
in
11.
this game is, yeah.
First call's pretty easy all around, but I'll still screw it up somehow.
I mean, course 13 and 14 are just Y. Not just the letter Y, but W-H-Y. Y.
I've done a
Yeah,
Deathless course 13, and it's taken me 16 minutes still. It's just a long level, and kind of hard too, with a lot of cheese.
Oh yeah, space level. Yeah.
Actually, I guess it wasn't Deathless. I intentionally died on Star 6. But it's just because it's faster.
Is that faster
Yeah.
than getting the cannon and going all the way back?
I think it's
Interesting.
I think it is.
An interesting fact about this level, it has 13 reds.
For no
Why?
reason.
Because screw you. That's why.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's only one really annoying red, too.
The reclimb red?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're already doing the same thing 3-4 times. You might as well do it a fifth.
Yeah, just essentially just go to recline lane, idiot. Basically.
What the hell?
What is a favor, Misty? That's probably the scariest part of the star, is just getting that strat. I think it was intended to have a reclimb, but you know what? I couldn't even tell you.
Aggie, you left a red coin at the bottom of the stage.
I did.
Ah, you do an interesting route.
It's a passive threat. I think.
I'll have to talk to you about that one later, but we'll see. My route is different, I will say that much. But that's not the point right now. But
Yep.
you want,
I
you
wrote
want
this
me
in
to
my
be
friend's
with you on
time.
your madness run? I'll see what I can do, Mushy. If it's at 4 in the morning like Music Quiz was, then I might have to decline, but...
So I've accidentally
Let's see.
spawned the 100 coin store inside the red coin store, so I don't get the last coin with the hundreds, just in case that happens. Just because I know how much of a clown I am. I'm sure it's faster. If you like ground pound over top of it.
Mm-hmm.
But with the camera moving, it just feels very unrealistic to do consistently.
Funny thing about this star, wing cap is act specific.
Yeah. Until probably a month ago, I didn't even know that the wing cap existed in this level.
Oh, so you just went up the entire stage and just dropped down?
Yeah, it was like a free 20-second time save once I learned that.
Yeah.
I thought that's what was intended at first, because I didn't know there was a wing cap there. I thought it was just, hey, climb the entire stage again, because screw you.
Not gonna lie, I didn't know until right now that that wing cap existed. I'm just
The
like,
more you know.
Like, and I 100% of this game too. I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Alright, so the star I'm about to do, if you haven't been paying attention to my channel in the past month, you'll be pleased to know that I found a way to get the shell to that red coin at the, on top of the pillar at the back of the level.
And if not, then you'll see soon enough.
Yeah, I think I remember.
It's an interesting strat. I don't know. A lot of the strats that I've found in the past month, I've been like, why have I never tried this before?
Yeah, it felt more like doy, you know, dummy sort of reaction.
Sorry, Aggie, what did you say? It was good to listen to the four notes that are in pain in the background right now.
You don't like the original soundtrack, Mushy? This is an original song for BSA. Bubby composed this himself.
I really wish he didn't.
Wait, was
Not-
that
not the
actually
show.
original?
Not the show. The stage theme is actually original. It's
Okay.
not a port of anything.
I remember playing the stage like way back when, and I was like, "Hell is this music?" What the fuck?
It's It's really weird, but it's oddly fitting. Like, the stage is big and empty and bad, and so is the song. Like, it really fits in well.
Yes,
Movies.
the
Oh, no. Wait, that's fine. I figured out I can just back this up like this. It's not that bad.
The weird juxtaposition where the song is not good, but the way it fits in with the level is actually
Incredible.
weirdly satisfying.
yeah. I actually kind of agree. Whenever I listened to that, I was like, this sounds weird, but this stage looks weird. So,
Let's go. We got the swag backflip wall kick into the last red coin.
You know we gotta get that swag.
Mushy, I can't do everything for you. As much as I would try, I can't do everything.
JMD, can you vacuum my house this weekend?
This is the weekend.
Yeah.
Sure, let me just hop on the next plane.
I need it done by Saturday night at 8 o'clock.
What? Alright, do you want me to co-commentate, or you want me to vacuum your damn floors?
Both.
But
Alright, just stall until I get there, okay?
Okay. Looks like we're having like a 19-hour run now. Oops, I just keep dying!
I'll just roll up and be like, hey, I'm here, I can co-commentate now. And then I'll just start a vacuum cleaner, and that'll be my commentary.
I have the slightest worry that every time
I mean,
do,
after all, the game sucks, so...
but we love it. GMG, do you know how to fix plumbing?
He needs some pipes cleaned, Sev.
Oh no!
maybe you need some. And I agree with that mistake.
You don't even know what I did yet.
Something
Vacuum gets
interesting
louder.
happens in the game.
I gotta be careful with the commentary for this run because I've always had the slight fear that I'm gonna do like a marathon run and it's gonna end up like the same way that Bonesaw's run went with the Jack and Daxter thing.
Oh, right.
Because I know how I am.
I don't know what happened.
He essentially got banned from GDQ for his run, and like there was a lot of things that went on. Like he was the I prefer to be quiet guy.
Yeah. I think was it just like a very like edgy lol cup.
Yeah, it's like really edgy commentary.
Yeah.
SRM After Dark
SRM After Dark at
in Japan.
3 p.m. Pacific.
yeah. Yeah, Japan, it's After Dark. Yeah.
Mushi, Mui, and TB do all have the same name color, and it's very confusing.
I love it. I prefer if you were quiet, Aggie. Okay, let's play the silent game, Crouton. Oh, that was Caveman. Whoops.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. Red Mushy? I don't know how I feel about this. Well, all was Owen Wilson jokes and tweeting an airline.
Let's see, Red Mushy. I'm not actually. It doesn't look that bad.
I mean, I'm just now getting used to Purple Marv, so I'm not actually just now getting used to it, but it took me a while to get used to it.
The last run that I tried to do, when I jumped over that gap, I accidentally fell in somehow. And I ended up doing a backup to get the Shell Star. And I just don't even know what happened there. So I'm glad that didn't happen, because I've already gotten that star.
Oh my god, that is ugly.
I don't like that. Oh, that's cool. I got a gold on this level.
Nice.
It didn't feel that good, but...
Can you, instead of reversing time, can you reverse your name color, please?
True?
Now for the star, the star, the star, the star, the star, the star, the star.
This is a very
I
fast
said it
level.
7 times because stars in this level. The stage is about the size of an extra large Cheez-It.
I knew you were gonna say Cheez-It.
Of course, I love Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
It doesn't look Cheez-Its. And of course, this stage has quicksand for some reason because, you know, you gotta have some threats somewhere.
Yeah. Also, GMD, Cheez-Its are goated.
Of course.
They are kind of goated, though.
Okay, every single person in chat is like changing their name and stuff, and it's messing with me so hard.
I can't have a normal run, can I?
Yeah, Bubby was just making he was making Bubby's delightful dioramas and then gave up after one course.
Hey now, we have exist.
Okay, 2 courses.
It's like, alright, I'm making some giant courses, and then the last bit, in the last few courses, like, I'm gonna make an extreme hack now.
I don't think sub 3 is happening, CB. I looked at, like, how fast the theory task would be, and it's not much faster than 3 hours. It could happen, but I just don't think I'll ever be that close, is what I'm getting at.
Oh,
there's some white space in the chat.
Space, can you change your name color? My eyes are committing sewer slide.
What?
That was a close one.
That was a close one. PSA XZA1 X SMF X Treasure World and a hardcore when. Never. No, sewer slide.
Wait, space is white? What did you think he was? Indian?
All things considered, not too far off of PB pace.
Yeah.
That's surprising considering I've died twice already.
Probably just good movement then.
You saw that in
Wait,
GMD's last run, but you can also do that in this one.
Oh, the Death Star grab?
Yeah. I don't know how much time it saves, but it saves time, it's cool. I can't read that, but that's hilarious, Fruitson.
Space was right with how dark his room was.
I am a 9'6", 345-pound Ligma male. Wait, is that supposed to be Sigma?
No.
Or is that that's the joke boomer moment?
That's a get with the times Aggie moment.
I missed the last jump of that. I'm supposed to slide kick out of that if I land on the last box.
Yo, that Chuck is going insane in midair.
The fly guy chuck ya.
No, that one's an amp.
So is that a fly chuck ya or like a? I'm trying to think of how to combine chuck ya and fly guy. It's just Chuck. It's Chuck guy, obviously. There we go.
Alright.
Alright. Add one to the amount of times I've killed Reverser in a voice chat due to laughter.
Nothing new here. The boys ain't seen none. So this is probably my least favorite level in the game. It has everything you want. It has some frame perfect strats, which, to be fair, I've implemented. It has Chuckyas at every possible opportunity with every possible model. There are cannon shots.
That's right, there's Chuck Guy. And then there's Wingya.
Wingya.
Can't forget Wingya, my favorite wing cap Chuckya.
Well, add another one to the counter, D&D.
Well, not really, except because I knew the joke, so it didn't hit as hard.
Yeah, this level sucks. Like, it's probably my least favorite level in the game. It might be one of the worst. Not the hardest, but one of the worst.
I like Wingley as well.
Oh, I need to... Okay, there we go. Anyway.
Okay. My hands had a little bit of a seizure there, but we're bopping. We're bopping along.
Bopping along to the beat.
Confession time.
Let's go. There's already a clip. Oh yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the song either. That's the other thing.
It's not an awful song, but it is an awful port.
Song's good, port bad.
That's why I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I'll say at this stage, gigantic lava towers, there's not really much to say about it, except you kind of do the same thing repeatedly again.
Yeah. The BSA classic.
That's a lot of hacks, though. BSA is definitely guilty of it, though.
Yeah. Probably a bit more than most.
I'd say for most, like, tertiary hacks like BSA, and I would call it a tertiary hack.
Oh yeah, like a tertiary, secondary hack.
I'd say that it's
trait.
actually quite above average for that.
Yeah.
An above average tertiary hack is not really saying a whole lot.
Yeah, yeah. Although technically this is labeled as primary D tier.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I wouldn't even call it a secondary hack.
Might have oversold it a little bit.
A little, yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is Bowser's Castle from either GBA or
It's GBA
SNES.
Mario Kart.
GBA Super Circuit.
Yeah, Super Circuit. I remember hearing the music track and I was like, let's go? Super Circuit music?
If I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, there's always that possibility, but if I'm not mistaken, this exact model is actually available on the SketchUp warehouse. I just don't know what you'd search to find it.
Wait.
Search generic giant tower level, and it'll come up.
I think you look up Mario Kart, and then what Bobby did was just add a little bit to it to make it like interesting, or like not just a Mario Kart level.
To adapt it to SM64.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm sorry, I grew up with a DS, not a Game Boy Advance. I'm young. Even though I'm not that much younger than Aggie. Or most people.
Almost the same age, right?
Yeah. Probably like 6 months apart. Game Boy Color.
Let's go.
What about any original Game Boy players in here?
I almost wanted to intentionally screw that star up, just so I could have GMD scream at me like old times. But I was like, no, it's a waste
I can
of time.
scream at you for missing the obvious visual cue every single time.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm on about. The pediatric
What kind of-
dentist.
What kind of dentist has a GBA at it?
I used to play my GBA games out of McDonald's, thank you very much.
Oh, it was your GBA? Wait. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I'm here like, yo, your dentist provides Game Boys to play? That's a sick dentist, bro.
If I were a dentist, though, I'd kind of do that. That'd be sick.
Mine provided pain and suffering.
Well, actually, it's just
Yeah.
one GBA, and you have to give it back.
Actually, my dentist was chill, but then he retired. And now I haven't been back since. They just let you play a GBA while you waited. That's pretty sick.
Awesome. I hated going to the dentist just because of the smell.
My orthodontist had a GameCube.
Oh yeah, the smell of all the equipment and all that.
Yeah.
And the smell of children.
And also, like, whatever they sprayed in the lobby, I hated it.
There's probably like 7,000 layers of disinfectant.
Probably. My old boss had a GameCube at the workplace.
Yeah, I remember that smell quite well. I'm like, I get you. Totally understand.
Getting the fast cycle is kind of difficult.
I still have my DS, actually. I don't think it's charged, but it's pretty cool.
The Poly Station.
That sounds wrong on so many levels.
Chinese Switch prototype. What is going on?
I think Sega's talking about how he had some sort of Chinese knockoff that looked like a PSP, but he could watch vids and emulate old console games.
That do be a Sicko moment, though. He would be that person.
Yeah, that person just buy a bootleg, PDA console just to play games.
That's
Did
why
it
he's so
sync up
good
with
at
your
it. It's
keyboard,
because, like,
too?
yeah, I actually did have a keyboard. That's what he. What is Contract doing here?
First time chat. It was called MP5 Player.
LOL.
An MP5 is something else, buddy.
Nina.mp5, indeed mushy.
That's not something you want to be playing with on a regular basis.
What even is it?
It's a kind of gun.
Oh. Oh, right.
It is.
I I forgot about. See.
No, you're allowed here. I'm just surprised that this is the first time you've shown up in a long time.
I mean, this is the first time you've participated.
No, I mean, like, Contract hasn't been in my chat for a while.
So speaking of generic giant levels, here we go again with some haunted towers, I guess.
Here we go again.
I put the giant question mark there because
Haunted
it's all
swamp.
more rectangles.
Haunted swamp, I believe. Yeah, swamp.
I got the time for the fast cycle. Let's go.
So we're just gonna... You're just getting these stars out of the way on the right side of the spawn, just because.
Just because. That's what my normal route does, so I just don't like to deviate much from it.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Just-
really make a difference.
Yeah,
No,
doesn't-
usually it's just like, Vantage Cap's a whole like 7 minutes or something. And this star is a big reset point for me, because like I'll screw it up a lot. Although not so much recently, but I've had like a lot of screw ups on the star.
I mean, it is straight angle wall kicks for like a minute straight.
Yeah, it's a
So-
long amount of wall kicks. So I just like to get this out of the way, so that if I do screw this up, I can just hit the reset, because I'm not that far in, and it wastes like over a minute if I screw the star up.
Yeah.
Totally do that every time. I see. Davies saying Corso and Craig has him talking about big empty levels.
Isn't that most levels?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest in MPS.
I feel like in Overworld 2, you have to take your pick of open empty level or badly collisioned level.
Yeah, actually. You're not wrong about that.
That's the BSA experience.
Okay, so because Buffy is a genius, he decided that this is where Vantage Cap will be.
Speaking of giant empty levels,
Yep, just literally flat play with a few things in it.
This is the giantest and emptiest level of them all.
like, I challenge you to find a Ferris hack level that is this empty.
True. Actually, maybe the first course of like fucking what was it? Warp Zone.
I don't know
think this
anything
might
about
be
Ferris
emptier.
hacks.
Like I think that may be. I think the first course of that might be emptier than this, but I may be wrong.
We're losing a lot of time because we're having dust.
This level looks like a setup for an "it's empty like my soul" joke. I told myself I wouldn't make any ginger jokes today, so I'm not going to.
Everybody already knows you too well, GMD.
Right.
It amazes me. 46 stars in, and we're 38 minutes, and this run estimate is 4 hours. The difficulty curve in this attack is stupid.
Yes, I agree. I don't
None
know
of
why I
them
would
red.
disagree, but can you really call it a curve? It's more like a right angle.
I mean, that's kind of how 74 went, though.
Eh.
Oh no, Dolphino!
Oh no, Dolphino.
I'm not
I don't
reading
know
that out
What
loud.
he's talking about, but I'm just gonna say, "Oh no, Dolphino," because I don't want to feel left out.
It's a very interesting
Wait,
episode
what?
so far.
Yeah.
Me and Crouton were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, I remember looking at South Park a while ago, and I was like, this is an okay show.
Yep, okay.
Alright, I'm just gonna say, if y'all are here for, like, commentary about the game itself and stuff like that, just look at the damn game and tell me what we can say about it.
Yeah.
Because, like, what is there to say about it? It's a giant empty square.
On the star that I'm going for, last time I accidentally got the star that I wasn't going for twice.
Yeah.
How did you get the same star twice?
I was just trying to do a side flip out and grab the star inside the block twice.
That's a funny intentional text box skip right there.
I like it. Talk about
squares and how they
shapeism. You think that mushy until you saw the floor.
I don't think it's a cube. I don't think Bubby knew how to draw exact proportions correctly. I don't think anything in this is perfectly cubic.
Yeah,
I think Bubby's a little cubic phobic.
Fuck you,
Oh, not the bad DE puns. That's my job.
Well, you were slow on the uptake, so I had to yabba dabba do what I can do.
We're beginning the tragedy of DE puns again, aren't we?
Space represented entirely.
True.
Well, better.
Alright, let's hear this question, Mushy.
Yeah, better hope for better bonds towards the future then.
Bruh.
Yo, what's up? It's Tim!
Him has come.
Could you explain what is interesting to you in exactly BSA and exactly 145 stars so we can get this out of the way?
Also known as, why are you running the game?
I think that Course 8 is one of the most fun courses I've ever played. I think that Course 11 has a lot of interesting, unique, and fun to watch movement. Also fun to play. Course 13, I just really enjoy playing for no ungodly reason. I have no idea why I like it. And because of the bad collision, I find that a lot of strats are really fun.
So it's basically the thing you like, the Jack.
Bobby, could you explain any chord differences in this stage and watching paint dry? I can hear Andrew saying that in that voice.
Yeah.
Watching paint dry is more productive.
Yeah, at least you're getting some paint things done.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, at least you're doing stuff.
I mean, you're not really doing stuff, but like at least the paint's drying.
Yeah, and then you can just apply a new fresh coat afterwards.
And do it again, and again, and again until you die.
Yeah. God, that almost
the life
reminded
of a
me.
painter.
That almost reminded me of a fucking like moral oral quote.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
over
0.8
and
second
over.
gold.
Oh, I thought you were responding to my thing.
No. Alright, so this is a strat that was found. I love it! I told myself I wasn't going to make that mistake, and then I did.
Isn't that everyone's favorite? There's a funny strat there where you can get on the pipe and then side flip up through the wall because the collision is only on one side there. So you can skip about 30 seconds of climbing and going all the way back to the pipe that normally takes you there.
Why is that theme stuck in my head?
Cap. That was wing cap, Rev. We already did that.
Alright, so I expect the viewer count to about triple when I enter metal cap, so don't disappoint me, chat.
Yeah, I will actually show up.
Ah, yes.
There we go. You can just side flip in there off of the pipe, because why not?
Yeah. I think what got me into running this game originally is that this game does have a lot of really fun single stars that you can run. Because the game's so simplistic and not really that fun to run full game most of the time, it has a lot of fun single stars.
Yeah, and that's why you initially ran it and went through as much as you could. And then, course 14, you're like, fuck this. And then continued a few years later.
I'm fairly certain the reason why I started playing with TAC and running it was because of GMD's single stars. I thought some of them are cool looking.
Some of them are really cool.
Like the BLJ star got me. We still don't know how to do that star intended. Like, I'm convinced it's a BLJ.
Yeah. I believe the reason why I actually checked out BSA was that it was actually ranked somewhat high on the difficulty scale in SM64 hacks.
Well, I gotta be honest with you, we're not doing the strat because it's just saying no, screw you. It's not my fault. I really was only going to try to do it for Star 1. And then I was like, well, I got to do it for hundreds. And I'm like, well, now I got to not do it. I'm still going to do it for Star 1.
This stage in general just is really... It has a 100 coin star that really drags on because of how empty the stage is.
The stage is also strat heavy and difficult. And I should just do saber strats, and I'm trying. It's a big reset point, like this whole stage.
Yeah. It doesn't help that the red coin star, the star placement itself is extremely chokeable.
Yeah, it's not a fun time.
Ooh.
Someone's fired if the purple ground isn't quicksand. Oh, trust me, it is. I have learned that enough times to... Well, you know.
Yeah, there's just one boo there that triggers the text and does absolutely nothing other than that. The text doesn't actually trigger a boo fight or anything.
It's just a hack that uses SM64 level importer. Like the old tool. And has a booze in course 5.
Yeah.
That's just the general result of it.
Yeah, and there's just like a random boo just flung into the stage at a random point, if I remember.
No,
what
it's
using
not
outdated tools does to your hacks.
Using the outdated tool, if you decide to put a regular boo in the level, it will have the text no matter what.
Oh, right.
That's where I was getting at with that one.
Okay.
So generally, we walk out of... Oh, go ahead.
Shoutouts to SM64 ROM Manager and Bowser's Blueprints and every other good program that has come out since.
Literally everything but.
Everything but, yeah, that thing.
Generally, in this run, we'd like work our way backwards to this point, and this is how the route would go if we didn't start at the beginning. It's time for a very, very stupid jump. One that I don't like because if I get a firstie, I'll just lose 2 minutes of progress.
Yeah, as you can see, at the end of a really long red coin star, you have to do a stupid triple jump wall kick here.
It's a funny idea.
And then a triple jump dive into the star.
You know we opening that Baja Blast.
Aw, got some Baja Blast.
You know it?
Even with your 2 glasses of water on your desk?
Hey, now, one's a mason jar.
Oh. Ooh.
Got me a liter.
I think it might be too high to triple jump ground pound under the star.
It's too high.
Plus you'd have to be triple jump ground pounding off of that tiny metal box too, so...
Yeah, so not ideal.
I actually, Seb may be correct. I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Maybe you could. Maybe I'm wrong. I just haven't tried it and don't really have any desire to try it.
I have no desire to do that as a strat.
I mean, yeah, it's not a cork box, but... My apologies for yawning. This is BSA after all.
I've also died a few times, which is kind of stupid.
Best
Also-
Star Adventure. Unironically true. There we go, he got the strat.
Finally.
Yeah, that saves a lot of time.
I mean, not as much time as it would have been just to do it originally, but... I don't know, I just didn't expect to die 4 times on a strat that I never die on. Only on a no reset, right?
Yep. Marathon moment.
Marathon luck.
What's crazy is that in, like, one thing right now, I'm still, like, 45 seconds before I start losing time. Because I just had a really terrible course 5 in my PB and haven't PB'd since.
Yeah.
Which essentially means that we're 15 minutes ahead of estimate at least. Which doesn't mean anything, but I forgot. I'm doing this wrong. Fine. It's not fine. Everything sucks.
Well, that took a turn.
Oh,
Such
on your
is the
phone?
life of missing the wall kick.
Yeah.
Y'all would think that I meant to roll it earlier, but it's actually better for movement if I just like dusk for a second. Or actually, that's not even true, but it's one of those like unrealistic, can't see moments where I could, you know, roll out and do a ground pound, but nah.
I just want to call attention to the fact that Star 2 was called Platforming Confusion. The most confusing part is, why is that there?
I think that the platform confusion star was supposed to be the big wall kicking star.
So I guess you just misplaced the ID.
I really hope that was the case. No! Stop this!
Oh.
Oh, you went into Vanish Cap.
Yeah, so that can happen
That's
as well.
rough.
This is why this stage is just the roughest stage on the planet.
This stage is pretty bad.
Ramen.
Ramen.
Ramen. Yeah.
The thing I want to say is not something I'm gonna say, but you have an idea
I
of what
know
I'm
what
thinking
you're gonna
of.
say. I know what you're gonna say.
You know, this reminds me to make myself a bowl of ramen. Thank you for reminding me.
What's up, Quills? How are you doing?
Go Quills.
Howdy, hackerinos, sup quills.
I'm not gonna answer that, Mushy. Why don't you do your own research?
Can we not talk about this?
Moving on. So this star, you do the exact same thing as Star 1, but instead of killing a Boo, this time you have to go do the Vanish Cap because arbitrary cap requirements.
Alright, so
And of course there's a red coin right next to that star, of course, because why wouldn't there be?
That's the 7. Better how the run's going. They've been going good as far as we could tell. There was like a section where I had to fill in for somebody, so I just did a scuffed some 74 10-star time that had kind of a very bad like Bowser 3 part, but that was overall fine because filling in time and throwing for content.
Also,
But-
yeah.
you ever
this
hear the
run
term, this went
specifically
well
is-
in practice?
Yeah.
It's happening again!
Yeah, this run, course 5 has been rough, but other than that, it's been mostly fine. This course, course 8, the desert course, This course has some of the worst collision in not just this hack, but honestly in pretty much any hack I've ever seen.
It's pretty awful. Okay.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
At all of the gaps there is an exposed ceiling.
Cool. We
There's
got
all
that
sorts
out
of
the way.
textures on the wrong side of the walls. It's just
Yeah, like,
just
watch-
poorly modeled. There's not really any other way to put it.
Watch what happens here. It's stupid.
Although,
Just everything that I have to do to get out of this, like, this claptrap, which is this area.
and yeah, we decided to like cover parts of your shared value OA. Just because marathon gotta keep it running, and we still have people from available time zones too. So
I just realized, why is Rev in the call? I'm not mad.
yeah,
We just never were invited.
I mean, I just decided to pop in.
I'm down.
I'm just chilling.
Sometimes I like to just chill in the VC.
55. No, now I'm out of whatever drink I just had. I already don't remember, but now I need another drink.
What?
Wait, Bubby is Scuttlebug's idol? Is that what I'm seeing? Let's go.
I always knew Bubby was an idol girl.
Yeah, quicksand texture is kind of monk-ass.
GMB.
What? Did I say something stupid?
What? All right. I'm just not gonna question what I just.
So anyway, this inside portion of the pyramid or temple or whatever is where the bad collision really shows itself.
Yeah, that lower area that we dropped down to earlier, if you go into the inside at the wrong, like, angle or whatever, at the wrong spot, you can just, like, start infinitely hitting one wall and then the other, all the way down to that lower part where that one red coin was.
Yeah, and you'll just die in quicksand about 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Okay! This is a fun jump, because it's not even this hard. I'm just being stupid. Dang. Can someone explain to me what the idol group is?
What the?
No,
Please tell me it's a meme.
I'll tell you later.
I'm pretty sure it's not even real modeling at this point.
Pretty sure it's just Bobby just making shit just for the hell of it, and then just was like, all right, this is a level. Yeah.
Hello? Bubby was 12 when he started making it and was 13 when it was released.
So yeah, that explains a few of the, less desirable decisions made in this hack creating.
Yeah.
But it's honestly not the worst hack for the first hack from someone of that age.
Yeah, it definitely ain't that bad.
I mean,
It's
honestly,
more play. It has more content than most.
I'd say that Crouton's first hack is highly overrated in that regard. It's kind of a mess, but no one ever seems to
Yeah.
talk about it.
People rate it above 1 star.
Oh yeah, just like the stupid balls one by fucking Crouton. I'm just like, right, yes.
Well, I don't know. When I was
just
12, I was getting my PhD at Harvard, so I think Bubby was a bit behind the curve, in my opinion.
Alright, okay.
That's a blazedy moment.
My hack is amazing. You've
Yep.
made 2 hacks, one of which is a toadstool edit of EE, and one of which has 5 textures in the entire hack.
He's right though. Stupid Balls is probably a masterpiece in someone's eyes.
Probably. Well, obviously in Morningstorm's eyes because he made a sequel.
He made 2 sequels, thank you very much.
Yeah.
He had to double dip in
Well,
that.
he made a sequel and then he broduified it.
Oh yeah.
He had to double dip in that success, you know.
And then I think you were in development of like Stupid Balls 3, right, Ike? And then you just
I had an idea about it, but then I realized that I don't want to do something stupid like that.
Yeah, and also you figured like, oh, some of these models actually look a little too good for memes, so I'll just make an actual hack.
This is the reason why I don't like you guys.
What?
Did you just make a Doogie Howser reference, Quills?
What was the third one? I only saw yours and Crouton's face.
Oh, I get that, Quills.
Ah!
I completely glossed that over.
No, I retyped what Crouton typed, except I included his name.
Bro. Honestly, one of the only reasons I know who Doogie Howser is because of I watched Whose Line Is It Anyway, and they made references to it.
I remember that
figure out
show.
what it was.
I remember that show as well.
Not the show that TMD is talking about. Whose line is that, anyways?
Oh yeah, Whose Line Is It Anyways? Yeah. Oh, that's the one.
Better than BSA.
Better than
Opie,
BSA,
Opie.
Opie.
Yesterday I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be funny if I brought back the better than last impact meme? But then I decided I'm gonna have a little bit of restraint and not be stupid. This is what I'm met with.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bother with recreating that.
Yeah.
Alright. We're officially ahead of time again. Like, there's a lot of weird time save all over the place in this hack. My run's
Shoutouts to
not
an
great.
act-specific Star 4, by the way.
That is act specific.
For absolutely no reason.
Good.
I don't know why, but Bobby also had a little bit of a Sonic Beam obsession.
Alright, for 7 time. You like trees?
You like trees? You like going flat plains?
Well,
Here you go,
You
buddy.
gotta deal with it if you don't like trees.
At least there's a good song in the background.
Oh
Too bad it gets
definitely.
interrupted every like 45 seconds.
Good thing we'll be listening to it for 7 minutes.
I don't get very far though. BSA, the best friend for commentary. Totally
Yeah,
better than
nice.
Pokédex.
You see, just take this level, shrink it by about 10 times, but keep every single tree, and then you get the aquarium level in 76. Less empty than a Kaze hack. You meant Fairs hack. Oh, that's fine. They're so easy to confuse, Mushy. Kaze, Fairs. You know, I get them mixed up all the time.
I think Mushy was specifically confusing Madness.
Madness isn't that empty, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Madness is full of stuff like garbage.
Like birds. And birds. Did I mention birds?
And what about the fire?
What's the difference?
Kaze is the one that can bench like 2 pounds. I wonder how much. Should we imagine if Fairs could bench like 500 pounds?
Actually,
He's just
Vanderbilt,
some-
it's funny. Goop decided that he's going to do
Olympic heavy.
BSAEE, except he was going to call it BSAAA, but then he screwed up and added an extra A, so now he's just making BS5A.
Ah! Okay, anyway.
What?
Sorry, I heard 4 A's, so I just went, ah.
Yeah, just went.
Oh!
Or mine,
I thought you were having an aneurysm. I was kind of worried about you.
that's what the third A stands for.
I mean, Blue Star Adventure, another aneurysm adventure. There's 2 adventures, deal with it.
That's a BPSH reference. That's hilarious. Dear Mario. Sex.
Where was that from? What hack?
From Princess Peach Sex Hack.
That's I love it.
Did you or whoever was running that run that already? I feel like they did.
I think, yeah, DMVic did
Yeah,
that
DMVic
on,
ran
like,
yesterday morning.
Yeah,
okay.
DMVic ran yesterday morning. I think he also did that on the console as well, because he likes it whenever hacks are compatible on console.
I was asleep. Feels bad, man.
Alright, we got both blue coins, which makes absolutely no difference. Because you need at least one of them, but not both.
I was awake, but then I took a long nap.
That was nostalgia trip, Mushy.
Nostalgia Trip was a great time.
What hack was that, Quill? Dear Mario,
It
Tug
was
Tug to the castle.
SN64 the nostalgia trip.
Oh, that's what that was.
Absolutely.
Let's play the game of how many times can we kill Reverser with laughter? The answer may shock you.
That's just my goal whenever I'm in a VC with Rev or Andrew, is to just see how many times I can make them die laughing.
I do that to baseball and somebody else, but I can't remember who.
Yeah. And then fucking Helium sees how many times he can just like annoy baseball.
I wouldn't even call it annoyed baseball. Like, he was screaming at him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go back and watch the clip.
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
When Helium made the joke about like what it feels like to drive in Ford F-250, baseball was screaming at him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, I was just like, I don't know why you're so angry, dude. Guess you never really did know how to drive that thing.
What? That's not what I did! Why? Okay, thank you, Space. I did not really find it funny. I found baseball's reaction funny. Is it because you have a Ford F-50?
Who owns a Ford?
I don't know. People who
Like,
don't
the
know how to
only people
drive.
that own Fords are, like, cops. And, like, people who are overcompensating.
Yeah.
That was the most stuck movement I've seen in a while. Alright, so good news. Now we get to do Star 3 again, but with a view.
3D text is a lot of polys. I remember when I initially, I think for like the overworld that I made, there was like some 3D text I made, and like whenever I had everything solid, because I wanted to have like the text stay course 1, course 2, whatever, it ended up lagging the game because it tried to load the collision too, along with it. So I was like, wait, how do I fix this? And I was just like, oh, I should just make the collision non-solid. And then that kind of fixed it. But I could already tell that that would have been like a problem had Counterfactor 1 not been a thing.
A lot of times, SketchUp plugins are definitely the way to go, but most of us don't find them or don't know them.
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
just don't care enough to actually look for them.
A bajillion polygons. I mean, to be honest, it's mainly just. I mean, the reason why it's just a bajillion polygons, Bushy, is just like every side of it is itself a miniature face. So the game also tries to. Scan for all that too.
What you can actually do is just put a square over top of it, like on the front, and make that your collision map for that item, and then it'll be very low impact on whatever you're doing.
Okay.
Alright, so you think that the only way you can die in this level is drowning, but don't worry, there's some bad collision that you can get stuck in. Everywhere.
Yeah, because half the textures are on the wrong side of the face.
I really don't understand how this happened. It's understandable that you're falling asleep, Mushy. This is Overworld 2.
Overworld 2 is kind of the lower point of the run. Because Overworld 1, you have all of the fast stuff, and then Overworld 2 is kind of all the boring stuff, and then Overworld 3 is all the hard stuff.
Yeah. All the Overworld 2 stuff is just...
The only fun course in Overworld 2 is course 8 and 10.
The only fun course is 2 courses.
I like a lot of Overworld 1 stuff.
Overworld 1 is one of the more fun ones to single star.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did get caught in that wall, by the way, Aggie.
What, the one right here? In the small boat? Like the small hole there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that happened to me a few runs ago, and I did not appreciate it.
I kind of got stuck, and I was like, wait, what am I doing? What happened? And then it was like, oh, fuck. No. I just reset the game.
Xanderville, it's called Art Deco, or minimalism.
Yeah.
No way. Some of the levels in BSA are too big? No. You don't say.
Who would ever imagine that scenario?
Manish Cap is bigger than a lot of things, CB. And you can take that however you want to take it.
Bigger than a runway, true. Why hasn't anyone ever made a runway level?
Didn't Pi literally make Sunshine Airport in SS3?
Boy Scouts America. He did.
I love this conversation. Do not make me question my fine arts degree, Mushy. Please do.
A Bauhaus village? I like it.
The other parts of England, they smell bad and are filled with fog. Oh wait, that's later.
I also want to make an Egyptian town level. That would be sick. You know what?
I was thinking of making a town reminiscent of some of those urban areas in like in India and whatever. Feel like that would be a neat concept.
I definitely I haven't done enough research yet, but I want to make a level based off of Kolkata, India.
Huh. Nice.
Oh, get up there.
You like
Yeah. I figure that one of the things I want to do is make a hack that incorporated a lot of different like level themes from like different countries and all that.
Be interesting.
little height map 64, but actual like not just the geography of each country.
Not just the geography, yeah.
Yes, Dave, that every song is replaced with Rock and Roll McDonald's. Who will fund it?
But yeah, I might have to But yeah, I definitely will have to like put a little bit of research, make stuff actually looks right too.
This level is a really slow tedium. There's a lot of me that just has to like stop and readjust myself to collecting points in the water. There's not a lot you can do about that. I quit my job to speedrun Night of Doom.
And this is after 3 days. I'm backing it out on my old job back without the pay. I still don't regret trying. Let's go.
Oh yeah, this stage has an invisible red coin in it.
It's not invisible, it's in a wall. Oh, great.
What's the difference?
I don't think I've ever made that mistake in my life.
Wait, what?
I made a unique mistake today. Yeah, it's just right there.
Spack Spock.
I was gonna grab another one just in case, but I think
This is
I
an
have one
English
for now.
stream, not a German stream.
Yeah.
We don't use resumes. In my country.
We use speedrun times.
Dude, someone tell me this is a fire splitter alt.
Imagine, make up a speedrunner who submits their world record in a ROM hack on their resume.
Do you think Todd Rogers would ever get a job?
No.
Does prison count?
We can't have him on our... We can't have him here.
Dodgers.
Dodgers.
You put your Twitch channel on your college application space? How
That's
many
epic.
followers
Well,
did you get from that?
Got what? Okay.
I have it on my Tinder, Kappa.
It's being pirate. I'm busy. Oh yeah. Yeah. La 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 la. God, one of those music tracks and music quizzes just stuck in my head now.
Oh, there's a song that's stuck in my head, of course. I will not
What?
be singing it.
That was okay. Not great.
Do you know the name or something of it?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, what would that be?
Don't worry about it.
I'm actually curious now. What?
It's already been overused in this marathon. Don't worry about it.
Oh, John Cena.
No, the other one. The DE one.
Oh yeah. Ah yes, the bass boost.
Welcome to My Eyes Are Burning level. And
Ah.
a redacted phrase that we're not going to use here, but Andrew used in another speedrun way back.
I'm not gonna bother with repeating myself.
No, you're not. We
Yeah,
promise we would.
This is the level, Mushy.
This level's okay. And starting off with coins just because it opens the cannon. We could also do that with the King Chuckia Star, but I don't feel like doing that right now. This level's interesting to say the least.
If by interesting you mean
It hurts the
they
eyes.
went
a
for
lot.
as many colors as possible, then yes.
Okay.
Rev, you're desynced.
I know.
You can't sing along to a song that you're not playing. True, not enough colors. It's still better to look at than 90% of its impacts. Can you
I
get
told
gone?
myself I wouldn't do that. Alright, I'll shut up now.
Thank you.
Wow. Banned from SRM for singing off sync and pissing off the speedrunners.
Oh.
Wow. Maybe it was me. I'm banned for yelling.
Oh.
You know, I'm just gonna say it. That's probably the best hundreds I think I've ever had.
That's not saying much because you usually screw up hundreds here all the time.
Never mind. This sucks. It still sucks.
Banned from SRM should be a resume worthy thing because it's impossible.
Banned from the Summer Rom Hack Memory.
Summer Bob.
So if I want to get banned, do I need to like start talking about how I'm going to take a shower with half the community or what?
I don't know. Is Jack banned?
I think he might be.
I'll tell you that Goop got banned before he said anything, and I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was due to a different matter that we won't be discussing at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Elite's not banned and he doxed Frame's hairdresser.
What? Tell the story, please.
I'm sorry, what? JJ. Alright, so we got J, which half? J, no. JJ, no space, no. How to get banned, JJ.
What's with all the J's?
Space said repeat after me and then said J.
Wow.
And he got about, I don't know, 5 people to try it.
That's all just J.
Yeah, literally just.
I vibe with that. So there's 3 ways to do this cannon shot over here. You can land on the robot's arm. You can land on the robot's head. You can actually just get the star like I do, because why else would you do anything else? And also, you can hit the invisible wall above the star. You're welcome. There's actually 4 ways.
Huh.
I need another drink.
Also, the fact that this level has 2 cannon stars is kind of,
Say hi to the one. So that's how you get banned. Speaking of, we'll see some quicksand ledge grabs later, don't worry.
They do exist in a couple courses.
Perfect example for how to get banned, being from vanilla. Alright, new topic. What's everyone's favorite kind of sandwich?
Oh, I'm a rye guy. See, I like to put a piece of rye toast next to another piece of rye toast and put it all together with rye toast.
What? Howdy. See what?
Oh wait, you said sandwich, not bread sandwich.
Yeah, I said sandwich, not bread sandwich. My favorite kind of sandwich is a bread sandwich, and a favorite kind of bread sandwich is a rye sandwich.
Oh man.
Oh, I forgot. We got Chuck Womp over here.
Hey man, we can QSLG Lactose skip. Who needs hacks?
When in doubt, just replace an enemy model with a Chuckya, and there you go.
You know, the first time I ever
We
saw
got
that,
Chuck Guy, we got Wingya, and now we got King Chuck. That's
King
his
Chuck.
name.
I like
King
it.
Chuck.
King Chuck.
The first time I ever saw that was in Super Luigi 64, and when we did that blind race, like me, Crouton Baseball, we loved it. We thought it was the most hilarious thing in the world.
Yeah.
Right about now, Mushy, I think. You just have 1 star left in this course, right, Eggy?
Yeah. What do you mean by how am I doing, CB?
Alright, the robot secret, everybody.
Oh, the secret is I got 3 firsties and then hit the box.
You see, box rhymes with the plural of something else that this robot may or may not have that I'm not going to allude to again.
You know, if I didn't screw up the star, I would have golded this split. That's funny. How many mouths could a king chuck if a king chuck could chuck mouths? Docks, socks, locks,
Yeah, all of those.
Crocs.
The robot has some killer locks on his head. Didn't you see him when you landed on top of his head?
No, all I saw was the Lisa Simpson do.
He's wearing Crocs! That would make him 8 times better if he was actually wearing Crocs.
I love that.
This,
Okay, moving on. We're about to enter Metal Cap.
Metal Cap. Now for everyone to start showing up. Because everyone shows up in Metal Cap.
That's like the rule for this run. Alright, so I said I wasn't going to do it, but I think this is funny, so I'm going to do it. Welcome to the dumbest cap skip I've ever seen. Just because I want
Also,
to show
welcome
up.
to Big Red Square.
Alright. So the plan is, we hit this. We grab the metal cap.
Did you successfully get Pillbox Skip?
Yep.
Nice. Why is it called Pillbox Skip? Because Chris Link.
right.
Yeah. So
Shoutouts to Chris Link.
that was probably the coolest thing in that level. Everything else kind of sucks.
Everything else is just lava bounce in a giant red square until you get to the warp. And then once you get to the warp, you use the wing cap to fly to half the stars.
Aggie's rolling like no one else can could would.
Face. But yeah.
I hope you like the same 20 seconds of Metal Cap theme here. You're probably going to be hearing it a lot.
Yeah, Quills. 4 hours is our estimate. These levels start to get long right about now.
Yeah, after this, all of the levels start to get, like, really long, and many of them get to Kaizo.
Yeah.
It seemed normal. He could have ended the hack at Metal Cap and it would have been fine.
Even right before would have been great.
Okay, yeah. If he ended it at course 9, I think most people would have been happier.
And then
I don't
everybody
know,
else
like
went.
course 9, 10, and 11 are all kind of chill in my opinion, but course 11's a little difficult to some.
11 was
Yeah.
bad until he updated it, and then now it's mediocre, but still has camera issues.
That's what they
which
said
we'll get
years
to
ago
later.
for SM65. There's no pattern with the kind of hacks I speedrun.
Yeah, they all suck.
They all start off fine, but then they start to suck.
SM65 is totally original, though.
True?
I'm not sure about that for the couple runs of Star Attack Rebooted you did, Aggie.
Rev, just let me make a joke.
Never
PSA
never
second
agree.
run.
Alright, that's my cue to leave. Bye.
Stupid Balls 2.5 did start off fine. The first overworld was great. No fun allowed, Void Harm, please. How cool that we got to see both BSA and Blue SA in one event. Well, if I didn't do this, GMD still would have done BSA, but he would have done 95 star. Get the coin!
So, yep, coin.
This tune do be a bit of a banger.
Indeed. I think the biggest bangers in this hack is probably courses 11 and 14 in terms of music.
I really don't like Course 14 music, but I can see why people do.
So of course 13's music I just muted the entire game audio for.
Really?
Yeah, because the Pour of Eternal Star is horrible.
That's funny, I don't hate it.
And then I tried like editing in a different music track, and I was like, wait, what fucking tool did Bubby use again?
Can I please?
Oh. Okay.
God, you think Metal Cap's such an easy and like normal stage, and then that stuff happens. Camera? Congrats, Face. I'm pogging for you.
Wait, 9:30? What star?
Whoever Itzy Shellride is. I don't know what hack he's talking about. You think it's the normal stage. No. I walk into Vantage Cap and I don't think that at all. That'll make me an idiot. No, I do not see myself doing a single star of anything ever, CB. I only run full categories. I call it real speedrun.
I forgot I was yellow still.
Oh, that hurts the eyes. This was
You know
not
what, I'll
expecting
keep it
it.
for today.
Aren't you like pink?
I was pink.
Ah, Star Road, Icy Shell Ride.
I see so.
Oh, that must be the... Oh, I know what Star State's talking about. Okay, I got you.
I see, so... Oh.
Fun fact, my Course 9 split is called Mons for that same reason.
Oh, yeah. I love
Cut
that
out on
just...
Discord, so all I heard is ease.
Welcome back, D&D.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that Discord cut out the right time. Just alright.
Yeah, it's true. Does it? It doesn't do that on stream though, right? Or is that just on mic? Oh, you're saying like at all times. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, perks of that, or no, not perks. Like that is the sad truth of having a very expensive mic. Is that sometimes it does things we don't expect, things we're not used to.
And yet it's still.
Still what?
And yet it's still like just almost like bass boosted type.
If you could see the room I'm in,
Oh.
then, and I've showed it off to many people before, in many contexts. If you could see the room I'm in, you'd understand why my mic sounds the way it does. This room is the size of a house.
Oh yeah.
It's as if I was recording in the middle of a studio apartment, plus about 200 square feet.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's huge.
Let's see.
It's good to know though,
As
just
you
don't
can
get loud.
see- As you can see, a lot of these stages are just, or a lot of these stars are just lava bounce to the warp, then get to the wing cap, and then use the wing cap to do whatever.
True.
This stage could have been about 10 times smaller and had 2 stars in it, and it would have been fine.
Yes. With that star that I just grabbed, the reason why I don't ground pound underneath is because there's a good chance that I will just get stuck on the wall and fall extremely slowly, and like it's like a 45-second fall sometimes. So I just don't chance it. For like a what, 1 second time save? That was a pretty solid run. Like, I wasn't expecting it to finish so fast, just based on your time estimate. You know what? I should have just done that so I could have an excuse to go to the bathroom. Are we still here? We're almost out. We're almost out. We got one more long star and then one short star. Listen, Quills. If you ask again, I'm gonna turn the speedrun around and we're going home.
You're just gonna stay in metal cap.
Yeah.
Some of the chat's like, are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Not quite 5 minutes, but yeah, it would take its sweet time, CB. The thing is, what we'd actually do if we did a single star is, with perfect flying, we'd grab the wing cap, and then essentially grab all 8 red coins in one foul swoop. It'd still take its sweet time, but like, be a bit quicker than what you're thinking.
You just have to be really fast.
And have like really good flying too.
Yeah. Yeah, alright, back to it.
It's just stupid. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a similar star in Bowser 2, which is also just stupid. Okay, we've seen everything. Back it up.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't there be an invisible box with a star in it to add another star to this level? That totally needed more than 2 stars.
Alright.
There's 7 stars in this level, Mushy. We gotta get all 7.
Is it too late to reject the run?
Aggie, can we stop for ice cream?
I want a milkshake.
I don't want ice cream. I'm lactose intolerant.
I was like,
Can I have a fruit bar?
I switched my
Not
comparison,
like
and I was like, why does it say I'm 2 minutes behind? And I'm like, oh, you know what? That's my average segments comparison, isn't it?
145 stars more than it needed. Change my mind.
We have
We have
fanboy hooters
fanboy
at home.
hooters.
Put your seatbelt on. Thank you, Spades.
You have them. That actually raises a few more questions than I originally thought. Space.
Yes, that's the intended strat for that. It's stupid. This is kind of where the Kaiserby stuff starts.
Yeah, this course, and I guess Metal Cap because it's long, but mainly this course with actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Oh, we never got to the shit.
I thought I was gonna bounce on my Goomba. I'm glad I didn't.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
I remember checking out that meme and looking at just like, I think one of them was like Tomboy Outback or whatever it was.
My favorite is Goth IHOP.
Of course it is.
There you
So
go.
anyway,
Respectable opinions. .exe. Anyways, what were you saying, JD?
well, I was saying anyways, we were going to.
Anyways, I just don't know how else to put it. I am the bad guy, Kryptonite, the Green Chronic.
Yeah. Hey,
And
this is-
DMCA.
This is, hey y'all everybody. This is the Rum Hack Marathon. Well, basically, this is a run of BSA.
If you're still here after this run, then we salute you, and you deserve to be a part of our community.
True.
And if you're still here after the next run after this one, then what the hell are you still doing awake?
What run is that?
Zatar Attack is next.
Oh,
Zatar-
6-hour estimate.
Zatar Attack 170.
I'll be tuning in for the first hour of that run, but then I have to go to bed.
Yeah, because work.
Yeah, I've been awake for about 14 hours now. Maybe more like 13. So I'm gonna be pretty dead soon.
I wish Frosty Village was in this hack.
Ooh,
I wish
yes.
it was in every hack.
I mean, you're not wrong, but also, like,
but also shut up.
I wish that Piranha Plant Pond was in this hack.
I'm not gonna sing. You told me not to sing, so I'm not gonna sing. Well, Marv, are you currently Extreme Degen? The classic put two reds next to each other to inflate the red coin count.
Classic.
Yeah. Red coin inflation policy.
Go from smooth things to inflation. Anyway,
No.
I'm going to shut up and
Uh,
watch Jackie get the blue
I
coins
think
on
you
this
were-
star with bad collision.
Yeah, it's
I
kind of
wasn't the
difficult
one
to
that
get
made
them.
it bad.
I didn't do anything. Okay, King Toad. How dare you?
Lol.
That does not excuse ruining my sleep schedule 100% for fucking BSA.
True?
I mean, there are worse hacks that... I can't even finish that sentence. That's just not true.
Wait, what time zone are you in, Mishy?
She's in some weird, like, Bulgaria exclusive time zone.
Oh,
It's like 7 hours ahead of you and 10 ahead of me. Full game is in such a bad state, I'm forced to praise something like BSA. It's
mean,
not
like-
exclusive. Name anyone else that's in the same time zone as you, Mushy. Right now, you won't.
hacks being given praise really just depends on the runners. Changed my mind.
Okay.
Like, SSRM 7.5 got really good because I found some sick strats.
Finland doesn't exist, Mushy. Those don't count. You have
Alright.
to name real people that live in real places.
Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna make me some dinner.
Wait, Finland's not real?
Where have you been?
Yeah, enough cringe. Let's get back to this. So, the next star I'm gonna do, there's some really bad camera for it. Like, really bad.
Are you doing Star 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping to show off the bad camera, but at the same time, I'd like the game to spare me.
You go from the tiny royal pillar to the huge royal pillar.
What is that link that Space posted?
Super Mario Star Road Icy Shell Ride 920.
Ah, yes. I wish I could see it, but, you know.
Speedrunning.
I wish I could see it, but I'm not going to watch it. That made no sense.
Alright. Here's the camera that we're all talking about. It's actually better up here.
UTC plus 3 is an identifier for a time offset from UTC of plus 3 hours. In areas using this time offset, the time is 3 hours later than the Coordinated Universal Time, UTC. Principal cities: Moscow, Istanbul, Riyadh, Baghdad, Nairobi, Addis Ababa, most of European Russia, St. Petersburg, Franz Josef Land.
So something I didn't know is that, I think you'll find this interesting, GMD. Time zones aren't necessarily like a strict line down, like north to south.
Yeah, I know that.
They kind of just like swerve off all over.
They do
like,
whatever they want.
Yeah. Oh no! What was that? Okay, well that's cool. I just died because I fiddled with the camera accidentally. Yeah, just got sent back to 9th grade. That's right, I made that reference for U-Space. CV, I don't think that would really matter because people wouldn't understand how to use it. You gotta remember that part of the world is American. Yeah, I just threw shade.
Shade in America, I see.
It's the classic. The Aggie classic. I would love to see Dark Sky as well as 2 PM or something. I mean, like, with the wildfires going on in Canada, that hasn't been so hard of a reality. Alright, let's do this. Welcome to the first hard level of the hack. We're gonna start with the Frick You Nerd Star, where the game just really said Frick You Nerd. Don't you mean it would make your night? Cool. That was awesome. I just died somewhere I've never died before.
That's always fun.
Stop it!
Get some help.
As you know, game, I love rectangles.
I mean, it's easy to tell that it's not that hard to believe that people didn't realize you left Metal Cap. If they're looking at this stage now, because this is another red stage.
Yeah, but this stage has stuff in it. Really? That's surprising that people don't know that.
I mean, to be fair, there isn't really much of an opportunity to take fall damage on quicksand in vanilla.
I
But
guess
yeah,
so.
you hit the ground first, technically, and then it triggers the quicksand effect after you hit the ground, so you still take the fall damage.
Oh no! Yeah, so this is kind of one of the harder stars in the game. Just because of that one jump.
Yeah, that triple jump dive is really, really annoyingly precise.
I had a classic case today where I practiced it and got it like 17 times in a row. So I'll get it eventually. Thank goodness, Spaceman. Just a reminder, we only have 46 stars left, and we're probably going to be another 2 hours.
That's what they call it.
There we go. So originally when I had done the star, I thought, hey, you know what would be really cool is if we could incorporate the star into 95. And it ended up being too slow, but the Lakitu stop cam strat turned out to be super useful here. Because otherwise, this is what the camera would do. It's awful. So the stop cam helps with that a little bit. Just so we can see where we're going. Yeah, we're about to do the BLJ star, CB.
This is a vanilla camera moment, hard-coded wet dry world stuff.
Again, it's just using old stuff, right? And by stuff, I mean, like, it's just using the old importer again. Guy's got 100 stars, and that's cool, I guess. Okay, I was doing this a really stupid way, but then I learned the way everyone was telling me, and now it's easy.
Yeah, I still don't know what the intended part about this is. But you just...
This is so much faster than easier anyways.
This quote sphere also has some of the worst collision in anything.
Yeah. That's about right. Like, essentially, on every star, there's some kind of stupid collision. The Goomba is just conveniently in my way.
Goomba's always just conveniently in your way.
Something like that. Alright, so this star is straight up just dumb. Once again, the collision's just awful. There's invisible walls everywhere. And it's hard jumps. So if I die a couple times, it's just the name of the game. Okay, now that I got that one, I should be pretty home free. See this? What were you trying to say, Marv? Have a good night, Mushy.
Alright. Good night, Mushy. Good night, Marv.
And
Enjoy
Marv.
sleeping instead of chilling in the hard stages.
BB do be a professional hype man for me, though. Wait a minute. Oh, never mind. I'm good. I was like, where am I missing like 4 stars? And I'm like, hold up. I haven't done reds or hundreds yet, and I know the other star. It just felt like I've gotten more stars than I have. So let's start the secret of the arrows. The secret is he reused the same thing for metal cap, so, you know, that's the thing. Also, this whole area is riddled with red coins. There's like 4 of them up here or something.
Yeah. Pretty much all of these stages that are coming up, you just don't do in 95 stars, so I'm
I think
a bit out of my element here, because I run 95, so...
Yeah, I think we considered 1 star from course 12 for 95, and that's it. And that's not even like confirmed, that's just a consideration.
Mm-hmm. I did it in my run, but I think I might drop it for a different star again. I just have to figure out which one.
Just a little hard, that's all. Like, it's probably not worth.
I mean, it's technically faster, but overall it's just like not worth it because
I guess it's
just
hard
because
to
it
do
can
fast.
be faster doesn't. Yeah, it mostly relies on how many firsties you get, so naturally it's a bit weird to go for. But yeah, anyway, now we get to do reds and hundreds in basically a Kaizo stage. This is like a light Kaizo, I would say, but it's still a hard stage, so...
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Since you're doing hundreds, I can bring up that we're playing on the deluxe version, which is 1.5 or 1.5.1. But a lot of things changed between 1.4 and 1.5.
Oh yeah, I
Which
don't
is
know
why
much about
1.4
1.4, so
Right.
please speak on this.
So, originally in 1.4, this level, the red fog in this level was about 5 times stronger. So you could barely see at all in front of you.
So it's like the level of Mario Nightmare Course 8 then?
Yeah, it was like that. Maybe even a bit stronger than that.
I think that's the highest effect you can have. I guess it depends on color too.
It was red fog, so...
Yeah, red's a bold color. So I am going
Also-
to interrupt you for one quick second. There's a new strat I
Go for
found here that I think is something people will find interesting. This whole big, like, I don't know what this was supposed to be, but you can drop down this way. I never knew this until today when I was like, wait a minute. So that is all I had to say. Just a little time save there.
Okay. But yeah, originally this level also only had 102 coins in it.
That's awesome. Now it has like 113 or something.
I think it actually has like 140 now.
Oh,
But
does
we
it?
added a lot more coins in 1.5 because it was pretty ridiculous.
Oh, I can't wait for you to talk about Bowser 2 on 1.4.
Oh yeah,
That's a stage and a half.
that's coming up next, right?
Yeah. And then we get to enter Overworld 3.
Mm. Yeah, this run basically goes from quick, easy speedrun to, well, not easy, but quick, short stars to long, drawn-out Kaizo stars real quick. So it's a very demanding run.
It's very night and day too. Like they're so different. And 95 star avoids most of this, which I love.
Yeah. He says as he's never run 95 star.
I've run 95 star. I've just never gotten like a competitive time in it.
Are
I
you
have
gonna
like a
try
one.
to get a better time in it?
I could. That's the thing. I could easily take world record 95 star, but
Bet.
okay, I guess I'm doing it. I don't know
Race
when
them
though.
sometime.
I'll have to like learn the 95 star strats
They're not that much different.
and throw in my own little twist on it because I always do.
I've been working on trying to optimize the route a little bit, so. But yeah, 95 star is the ISC category in this for anyone who was. In case I didn't already say that at some point.
I don't remember
Or
if we
someone
have said
missed it.
anything.
But yeah, it used to be 135 in 1.4, but
Which is just ridiculous.
yeah, you had to get every star except for 10 of them. And mostly because me and Shep, actually, Sheep Squared, we went and talked to Bubby about it because we wanted the game to be more approachable and speedrunnable rather than forcing 135 star or 145 star.
Yeah, that's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, we talked to him about it and sort of made some compromises on a lot of the more BS parts of the 1.4 update. 135 stars is actually as far as I know, it was the largest ISC of any hack
At the time.
at the time, yeah. I think it still
There's
might
a couple
hold that
140s
title.
out there.
Well, unless you count like hacks where they don't really have an ISC, like, yeah.
Oh wait, no, Stupid Balls 2 was supposed to have that. That's what it was.
Stupid Balls 2 is 130, I believe.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 140 at one point. I remember that.
BSA came out like February of 2017, if I remember correctly. So if KBR1 came out after that, then yeah. Oh, yeah, here we are, the slope.
These slopes used to be super slippery in 1.4. So just think about that, and then look at what we have and understand how blessed we are.
I didn't mean like biggest difference. I meant like just pure amount of stars for ISC.
Yeah.
Like 135 is more than 105, so that doesn't count. That's what I meant by that. Also, yeah, that triple jump wall kick is one of the harder parts of the run. Well, what else are you gonna wall jump off of, Space? Why did I say wall jump? BSA is infecting me.
I don't find it easier, Space.
I'm with you. I don't like wall kicking up. I hate trying to do angled triple jump wall kicks. I hate triple jump wall kicks in general, but yeah, I don't know. I'm too used to just going straight at it.
I knew it wasn't going to make it, and I still went for it. Just going to get a backup star and retry it in a minute.
But yeah, this is Bowser 2. Big stage, because why not?
I will try it once. That bursty really messed me up there. But I lived, so it's okay. I do it straight because, like, if I notice it quick enough, I can just retry it if I get bursty or whatever. You really did that, Jerk. Big Sag.
That's right. The stage is made in a way that the quote extra areas where you warp and stuff are just like in the ground outside of this big room thing. Like, I'm not even gonna call it a castle or whatever because it's just a giant room.
There's like no outer structure for the castle.
But yeah. This slope here reminds me of KBR 2.
Yeah! Yeah, Space! That's what I'm talking about!
Yeah, this has bad collision.
Well, I didn't know I was on the wrong side. I'm sorry.
Alright, I'm back.
I'm getting bad strat advice from Space.
Thank you, Uber Eats, for telling me that I can order flowers because I'm totally the target demographic for ordering flowers for people through Uber Eats.
That feeling when it's not DoorDash.
I have
Punishment
both.
for telling me the wrong power and goal! That's awesome. I hate this level so much. BSA sucks. What do you mean, Aglab? Is that even a question? BSA always sucks. It doesn't even matter if I'm doing good. Just a bad hack.
Yeah, a bad hack that some people just enjoy for some reason.
Also, Bowser 2 brings the worst out in me.
Ah.
Like, I'll walk into
Yeah,
Course
this-
Solve and be like, alright, things are better now.
This stage is not a good stage. I think the Bowser stages are some of the worst in the hack, honestly.
I'm glad there's no Bowser 3, because that would probably be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Okay, I'm good. That's scary. That's not okay. I'm actually not mad at that. What the hell? I'm gonna try that now. Space may have solved my issue. Okay, so funny story, you can do a 44-degree wall kick, or you can just do two reversties. I have absolutely no luck setting up the 45-degree wall kick, so I just do the reversties. Or 44.
Oh.
If we had Aglab cam, it would be fine. See? It worked!
Unfortunately, this hack was made before Aglab Cam existed.
Dude, CV, firsty god, I can do half a quicksand pit first try.
Same?
Just half of it, though.
Oh yeah, just imagine doing the FR first season and doing them back.
Ah.
That would make for a cancer start.
I'm describing every story and every hack that ever exists, Poggers.
I don't remember Aglab. When did you first really release Aglab Cam? Because I have 4.5 first released in like near the end of 2016, if I remember correctly. Which was actually before this released.
Why has no one ever told me this? This is so easy. Well, Space, I'm sorry for ever telling you. Where was all my speed? Never been a mistake, ever. I'm not liking this.
Bonk. This is Bowser 2.
I want to end the run out of like embarrassment right now. I've never made a
Please
mistake like
don't.
that in my life.
That's what we call the Marathon Classic.
Yep.
That's why I don't set expectations and then instead just make fun of the mistakes I have.
Well, I have goals and aspirations, so I can't do that. Okay, I'm sorry, that was very passive-aggressive. It's not a mind state that I'm capable of, though. I will say that for sure.
Oh yeah.
I take myself too seriously. Nice firsty. This game sucks massive chungus, hungus, bungus.
Babies.
Bobo Spinton?
It's interesting. Chungus, fungus, among us.
Yep.
I also like how they're just random warp holes in the rooms.
That was great. This peak level design. Ah! Ah! I'm not having a good time on reds. These reds are actually some of the worst things I've ever seen.
It reminded me of that meme about the batteries. Where it's just the guy that walks into the store and holds up a AA battery and it's like, holds up a AAA battery, is like, and then holds up a 4A and he's like,
Yeah.
He holds up another battery and he's just like, duh.
Yeah. And it's just sees the C battery.
It's just,
Okay, so I'm glad I don't have to do this every time I try to reclimb, because that's such a stupid jump. And like, such a trolly thing to do, too.
yeah, that's one thing about this game is because of it being made by someone who isn't really mature, there's a lot of trolls in it, and it's just like not good.
Yeah.
Agreed.
The tee-hee.
Oh, great. There we go. This is... It doesn't get much worse than this!
Come on, Mario, you can do it.
That's a very interesting account name to just have.
Oh yeah, just Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Vibe with it.
Yeah, just yeah, I saw the guy around a couple times in this chat so far.
Honestly, I'd stream on that account.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be an awesome account to have. And the best thing is, your emote name's gonna be Red Hot.
Ah, yeah.
Thank you, they're real. Well, I definitely like it.
Yep.
Alright, so this red coin forces the reclimb to get that star. Because of course it does.
Yep.
It wouldn't be a stupid level without a reclimb red.
I find that finding the red coins here, it's the equivalent of trying to do wet dry secrets blind in Kaizo. They're just in such stupid places.
Oh, I remember. Oh,
Yeah, you remember that garbage. Oh, that scared me. I landed on the platform for a hot second. Get it? Because there's lava.
Yep. Yeah, it's like
Okay. So thanks to the red coin star, we're already losing time off of my PB. But that's okay. That's how she goes. That's what I mean. I've been in this level for 13 minutes and I've gotten 5 stars? 4 stars.
yeah.
It's
I'd
not
say
bad.
Yeah, I'd say that almost none of the stars in this game are particularly that too hard. It's just ugh.
Well, the ones that are hard tend to have like a lot of retryability, like Bowser 2 Reds. They are kind of
Yeah.
hard, just to be consistent with. I think is more so the difficulty part for me. I think that's a better way for me to put it.
Oh yeah. The battle will be consistent.
Hey y'all, remember that time that we were in Metal Cap? Well, I have a throwback for you guys.
More Metal Cap! Because lava bouncing in corners once was just so fun, you want to do it again.
No. We're going across the land.
Going across the land, the entire estate.
I'm pretty sure that sign just says something like, "You are genius," or something like that.
Yeah, it's your genius. Yeah, I remember that time.
That was the one? Okay. I can't remember if it was that star or a different star.
Yeah, it was that.
Awesome.
So yes, clipping through the ceiling is intended.
Just walk across the whole level, go.
Yeah.
I'll do it again.
I'll fucking do it again. Yeah. Yeah. God. Alrighty.
I like the box above the door to prevent you from flipping through. It's classic.
Yep.
Even though you can literally walk right between the doors.
Like, you don't even
the
have to, like,
box
kick
does
backwards
absolutely
through it.
nothing. Like, yeah, you just, if you don't have 80 stars, which is the requirement for B2, you can just walk up, let it trigger the text message, and then just walk between the doors just fine.
Yep. And in Bowser 1, you just crawl right past the door.
Bowser 1?
Bowser 1,
You can also
just
just walk right
slide
through it.
to the right of the door, you
Yeah.
don't need to crawl.
Oh, yeah. I just know that because I know Kitty liked just doing that for the hell of it. Because they thought it was funny. It's like, hey, I can just crawl right past this. Awesome.
I'd love to make a 0 star of my hack possible, but it's like incredibly complex and difficult.
Ah.
That's what Sombro actually did in Realm Invasion.
Like intentionally.
Yeah.
I love that. I want to do the same thing.
He basically made it so you have to click through an area of above the door, and then you have to do a BLJ into a hyper jump, and then land in a very specific spot, and then go back BLJ back down on top of the area where the door is, but behind the door, and then you go into the level.
That's awesome. There's... I think there's 2 out right now with Sunshine. Like, Sunshine Arcade.
Yep.
That's the one that me and Crouton played.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
I remember playing a bit of that.
I believe there's another one called Super Mario Sunburn that just has a lot of quality of life updates for Sunshine.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Which is funny because,
But there's no-
Sunburn
it's-
is not a quality of life.
Yeah, it's nowhere near as close to as many as Mario 64 or Mario World.
Nice, Gillibird Racer.
Shameless self-plug.
Dude, there's this whole, there's the Banjo-Kazooie 64 hack, and there's also a hack where you can play as Banjo in Mario levels. Like, the actual, like, ending. That's pretty cool. That's the short hack. Alright, so I'm gonna do my classic, which is, I'm actually gonna go to the bathroom before I start Overworld 3. This will save time. I know it seems crazy, but it will save time.
Okay. Hmm. So how's chat doing today? I just had a bowl of ramen. It was pretty nice. Blue Star Adventure is a scuffed hat. It's just tricky starting. Oh, EE 74 cross EE. Ah, so like 10 years after, or
No, the other 74 cross EE hack.
oh, the one. Oh yeah, the one just got made.
Oh wait, that's actually a thing.
Yeah.
I was
that was
making
a thing
a
that
sarcastic joke.
it's actually a thing that Scott just decided to make in like. I think it was like a PC port thing. They decided to port.
Oh,
both
that
of
explains
them
why
into
I
that.
don't care about it. Okay.
That Scott just decided to make for the hell of it. Welcome back, Aggie.
Hi. Did everyone judge me for going to the bathroom?
No, we were just. I decided to make idle conversation with the chat.
Hell yeah. That's what I like to see. So welcome to the first stage of World 3. This one can either go extremely well, extremely horribly, or somewhere in between it. It looks like we're already at extremely horribly.
This is one of those funny linear stages, but every star you go further in the level.
Yeah.
Which means we're gonna work backwards. Oh, God. Gotta get the deaths out of the way real quick.
I'm sorry, I will be right back.
Alright. Let's see here.
That was awesome.
Yep, totally awesome.
This pack is getting steamy, like that chili pepper.
Like a red hot chili pepper.
Yes. Okay, that was cool. The wall just kind of showed up for the first time ever doing that jump.
Oh.
Bricks are quicksand, don't know how.
The quicksand.
What's going on, Prack?
Wait. Oh.
It was a meme.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, no, it was the second room where the QSLGs are. Yeah, so that's the first QSLG section that's intended in this pack.
Oh. Oh
Also,
yeah,
every
yeah.
coin is getting collected. I'll explain later.
Yep, every coin you can.
That's what we want for this jump.
This whole.
So there's a few things. If the angle's too extreme, you will just not wall kick. And if the angle's not far enough, then you'll bonk on a different wall. Ooh, that was close. No, what is wrong with me?
Ooh.
Alright, It's a funny story. I got ejected from the call. I'm gonna distract myself way too much in Overworld 3. We're gonna rage less, and we're gonna fail less. That start is extremely infuriating. And also, this stage is actually kind of infuriating because the port is a little too loud, so I have a hard time hearing my wall kick inputs. Which is not the reason why I died there, obviously. I'd like to walk out of one of these stages ahead of time, though. That'd be nice. I wish we could show this chat on stream. Now we're Goose GMD. It's really just this star. Awesome, awesome. Can't even blame the sound because I pressed it like 7 billion frames early because I'm an idiot. Whoops. Misty Talons, haven't seen that name in a while. That's better. Thanks for the good luck. This jump is, not many things I can say about it. Also, while I'm doing these boxes and freaking out internally over if I'll miss an input, there's, another way you can go with the boxes, but it leads to absolutely nothing. I don't think any of us have red hot chili peppers. I could be wrong, but... You probably also have to be playing real games. Alright. 115. I mean, that took like 4 tries, but yeah. Thanks on Grats on Hard. Non-partner in front page. This channel can do not be partnered. Yeah, but it only streams like 10 days a year, CB. We just kindly ask everybody to, like, make it happen. It's not even that, Agyrof. I'm pretty sure you have to stream like 15 to 30 days or something. Also, for some reason, sometimes they're just like, frick you, nerd. No. Oh, yeah. It's a blended cartoon of a greenhouse. Also, don't worry, Spac. I can afford 10 plane tickets right now. That's like 10 runners, right? Ah. See, this is why I'm trying this, is because I can back it up a little bit. Girl, back that strat up. I am curious as to why this particular port is so loud. Oh! It do be an SR8. I'm angry. I'm really angry. Like, not only did I fail that, for no discernible good reason, but also I didn't even get the actual star. If you're asking me, am I for real? Yes, I am for real. I'm not accidentally doing that. This is a hard jump. CB, the star's still hard. Red's is just this star, but with extra steps. Also, yeah, I did do kind of get the bit hard to start then. Why? Why am I making, like, just dumb shit mistakes? I don't even know what that is. That sounds dope. Alright, can I do this jump like a normal human being, please? The lag! Dude, are you serious? I don't even know where that lag came from, because, like, I have a good computer. Like, a really good computer. Where is all this lag coming from, though? Am I just gonna have to, like, reset the emulator? Like, what is going on here? CB, I have no clue what you're trying to suggest to me. All right, I'm supposed to... gonna reopen emulator real quick, I'm sorry. See if that fixes the lag issue. While I agree that I appreciate your suggestion, I'm gonna keep doing my own thing. No, this has never been an issue. Like, absolutely never been an issue with this run. What is this? You can see this in the overworld. What is going on here? I can't do anything about this. This is ridiculous. You're telling me that I'm in a marathon, and for the first time ever, I'm encountering a lag issue. For the first time ever. There's no way. There's no freaking way. Something's gotta be wrong with my computer. There's no way that this is a Project 64 thing. That was my fault. I mean, like, that was stupid, but that was my fault. By the way, I just want to say that I still have 4 stars left here, and my goal has passed. A vast. Imagine having a vast. It was going so well, and then, you know, like absolutely retarded things have started happening. Things that make no sense. Hi, Raven. I really wish you were banned from this chat, too. That was an interesting piece of lag that I somehow avoided. Uh-oh. I press Control-Alt-Delete.
Here we go! Okie dokie.
What is going on here? Can someone explain to me what could be using up 40% of my GPU? I did get the star. The hub. Yeah. Alright. I set Project 64 to high priority to see if that fixes the lag issue.
What is this? It's still crapping out.
Yeah, Raven, that's what we're talking about. I'm not doing real time. I'd set it to high priority, not real time. Oh, that's good. Mine was designed as a top-end PC in 2018. Why would Windows be updating now? Well, it should, if it knows it's good for it. I'm gonna go to its house and call Bill Gates. Oh man. Clearly that's what I should have built if I didn't want this to happen in a run. That's what happens, by the way. That's my fault. Right, Raven? It's like, oh, you wanted to do something? You can't. But I'm trying to do something. You can't. I'm updating. Why can't I do stuff while you're updating? Because fuck you, that's why. By the way, I have lost a lot of time on this split. I'm not letting it get to my head, but it's, like, stupid. Like, it's discouraging. Like, updated Microsoft Word, which I don't even have installed. An awesome game. New invisible wall found. Yeah, I'm a fighter. Terrible. I'm getting punked by Windows Update RNG. It's making my game lag, because Windows decided to non-consensually update. That is also true, CB. This is kind of a hard run. Andre, you're the worst kind of person. Also, I enjoyed watching you do a 95 star playthrough. I imagine it's true and funny. Bruh, imagine. I beat this hack with my DK bongos. So this is definitely one of the dumber stars up there. Little word of advice, maybe make some variation of color so that your player can see what they're doing here. Alright, this is how I go about the star nowadays. Can't wait for Windows 50 when I'm 80 years old, true Tim? Color variety in my hacks? There is color variety in this level, just not in a room. It's more stupid than anything. Twitch plays PSA. Oh, cool. I don't even know what that was. Don't even worry. I just did stupid. Yeah, let's go. Sigo's rating this stream. Sig P. Okay, we're probably still going to be on sub 4 pace after this level, but not very well. Not very much. Wow! Just didn't grab the box. I really just didn't grab the box. Dude. It's still lagging, dude. What? No, there's no way. That angle shouldn't do that. Ever. No, under any circumstance. That's awesome. Well, I have some learning to do. Ah, let's untilt. I'm literally not on world record pace. Actually. Yeah, thanks for the good luck. Watch him play like a god now. Dude, I'm not about to say you're wrong though. What the hell?
Here we go! Okie dokie.
I'm not having a good time with this run. I'm not even gonna lie, it's like the game's just telling me no. Like, you're not finishing. But I am. I am finishing, I'm promising. Dude, literally everything in the game's power is just here to make me lose. Also, hey look, door. Okay. If I do that one more time, I'm gonna snap. Absolutely no reason for it. That's all it is. Yeah, it does sound like the cringe Ravenwood post. They're gonna make it. I really hope so. And I'm making it. I had a lot of stuff there for a second. I like this lag. It's good. It's good for my blood pressure. Good news, good news. We're gonna exit on a 4:02 pace. If we get the start properly, we should. Let's see why we wouldn't. You know, I'd be really curious to walk into a parallel universe and just see, like, what would happen if it didn't lag for no reason here. Because honestly, I spent 40 minutes in this level, and I'm not happy about it either. Like, this ain't cool. Okay. I am severely sucked. I don't think it matters. I started behind anyways.
Here we go!
True CB. No, it's not necessarily the time. It's just more so like I'm kind of embarrassed to have that level in this run because I consistently do a lot better, but then something happened out of my control, and now I'm just like, okay, that's what we're dealing with. Anyways, welcome to course 13. One of the courses I like a little more. First star is pretty simple and easy. Sure, I'll find a way to mess it up this time, just because I'm doing a marathon. That's true. To end on time, I would have to PB or almost PB. Which we all know is a very difficult endeavor. Well, we'll just get as far as we can. I'd like to finish, but that's probably not happening. Technical problems count as marathon luck. It's just, it's such a waste of time. Jack whiskey all the way. I can't drink beer. It makes me sick every time. I have no idea why either. It's warm beer. That's what I like to call not my drink. Spaceland, baby, true. This is definitely my favorite level in Overworld 3. I'm going to go about that angle. To this day, I still have no idea what the picture in the skybox is, but it looks awful. Alright, time for fixing the plumbing. The start is fairly easy and quick as well. I found out just a couple days ago that if you have enough speed, you don't have to PSLG there, but doing that is about as hard as the, or not as hard, but as precise as Bonito beginning. I wouldn't bother. PSLG is easy enough. Let's go. Oh, what am I doing? Just going for a breakpoint when that's not what we're doing here. Okay. Welcome to retarded pipe land. Course pretty solid, yeah. Looks like your TV when you have the red input in. I get it now, that's funny. Okay. I'll say how I feel about it, because I don't think that really matters. But a lot of people say that this is like the hardest star in the game. Whoops. I think it's unequivocally agreed upon that it's in the top 5 hardest. It's definitely one that makes me sad in my brain. Be glad. So you'll notice that my red coin route is probably a bit off the beaten path, but I would say that it's the most safe coin. The thing about this coin star that's kind of a bit of a pain is that it's definitely very chokeable near the end. And the thing is, it has to be the end because that's where the red star spawns. Essentially, that tall tower over there, like the big one, at the top of that is where the red coin star spawns. So you have to end it with the climb there. And I've basically memorized every single input on that climb. Like, there needs to be no room for error. It's kind of stupid. Whoops. Alright, we'll arch here real quick. A long jump down to here. This is where, there we go. Easy enough. I don't know if I will, CB, but I love your confidence. It inspires me. In the attempt to avoid dumb shit, we go down here now. The longevity isn't even what kills it, I think. The ending's just really chokeable. It could be. Be a lot longer. Only got 3 more reds. That is also true. We are quite far in and only have 5 as our number. Alright. Okay. Okay, hitting that fly guy in that position skips the dumbest jump in the stage. So I'm glad we didn't have to do that because I hadn't practiced it. Ooh, don't give me a life spike in midair. What are you doing to me? That jump's kind of stupid, but manageable. Remember, everything I do here has a purpose. Even a slight variation from the routine can get me killed. Even the line has a purpose. The purpose is to kill me, dude. Okay, one last chokeable jump. Then we're pretty much home free. Ah! I see. That's, huh. Indeed. That's a new one. A lot of time lost for absolutely no reason. It's kind of been a Murphy's Law kind of day. I say quit level and counted as completed. Whoa. Whoa. That's also a new one. I'm getting a lot of new ones today, and I'm not liking it. Oh, wow. I just gotta finish PPF in 30 minutes, basically. Okay. I didn't struggle for that long. I was gonna say, I expected to struggle at least a little bit, because earlier when I did that section, I got off way too easy. Yeah, I leave slide for last. It's essentially this, then Toxipingus and slide. Alright, have a good one, CB. My camera! Ah! I wouldn't go that far. Only the last hour has been kind of difficult. And more than anything, I put this Twitch chat through hell. The least I can do is give them a completed run, but the lag won't let me! A Shamrock Shake? For real, I could use that luck. This man deserves a better hack. I deserve better marathon RNG, honestly. I had to do sick shit, but it didn't work. Although it feels good to have participated in this marathon. It takes a lot of weight off my chest as to how I'll spend my days. I don't know, Space. I really don't know. Knowing our luck, probably never. Not luck, but like how we do things, I guess. I don't know. We're not really doing any good hacks, so. I just realized, was Star Road even at this marathon this year? Oh god, the tournament. I forgot about that. Okay. That's pretty sick. Okay, we're at 5. Didn't feel like we've been playing this long, but I guess we have been. It's been like 7 minutes since the last time I was here. Okay, so I'm obviously like way behind, but last night I was like, not last night, there was a night where I was 17 minutes ahead, and I was climbing this tower during Reds, and I died, and I was just like, yep, this is it. This is where we call it. We're not doing this today. $130 star nonstop. That's pretty sick, actually. I would definitely vibe with that. Also, not surprising considering the level, but I find it really funny how I was just grabbing, like, reds, not killing anything or doing anything. I just, like, come up with 73 coins. Like, man, I wonder what the harder star is. Oh, also, this Chuck yet, if you are an unfortunate soul who lands in his arms, he can throw you through the wall! Get a snap! I'm gonna snap! These have been 2 new things that I've never seen before, and they both lost at least 6 minutes each. And the worst part is, the only thing I practiced in this level is the only thing I'm failing. This entire, like, last section. Should have given a bigger estimate, because I should have known something like this would happen. There's no way I'm finishing this hack in 40 minutes. There's just no way. Nice. I get that, I had some expectations going into this. I wanted to show off every level. I wanted to finish a run. And I wanted to be a valid member of the whole thing. And now I can't. I failed the star again, which I really shouldn't, but if I do end up failing the star again, I'm going to spend the rest of my time in Toxic Fingers Forest just to show the level off. I don't know anything about it, Raven. I don't know what song it is. I'm not very good at video game music. I didn't know that had collision. Oh, you know what? This actually does sound like Mario Party 2's Spaceland theme. It did. We need more Super Mario Galaxy songs in the 64 hacks. I think Galaxy 2 slapped even harder, but like, that's just my opinion. Wow. Well, let's do some Toxic Fingers Forest. So I've given up on the fact that I could finish a run. So is this 125? No, it's 115. Okay. I've given up on the idea of doing a run. So let's just show this level off. Let's hypothetically say I got to this level where we were like 3 hours in, which is where we really should have been getting into this level. I'm not saying hypothetically be like, oh yeah, this is where the run would be at. I'm just saying like, I want to show one of the other choke points. Snooping around in the forest, yeah. I honestly regard this as the hardest star in the hack, is Course 14 Reds. A lot of people think it's easier than Course 13 Reds and QSLG training. There's where we'll line up. That collision point is awful. Everything I did there, so precise. Ugh. The camera kind of screwed me. That's awesome. That's really awesome. I'm so tilted. I'll be honest. This did not turn out. Hey, Crash. Angus, indeed. At least I can put this category to rest now. Totally, Raven. That was awesome. Stan have a mic? This level's pretty sick, though. Can't lie. That kinda is what Raven do. Oh ho ho! Oh! Dang! That hurts my soul! I'm making so many mistakes that I'm just not used to making. When is Crash ready? Because, like, I don't know what to do for the next 10 minutes because I'm just gonna finish at my run estimate. Wait a minute. Why did that not work? Alright, so nothing can go right now. Oh, why did I forget? Hey, you guys want to see something cool? Check out this course. It exists. DMD had to convince Bubby not to add this to his hack. Thank God he didn't. Look at this garbage. I guess some people like this kind of stuff. Oops. If only there was a star in here. I like that the camera follows you when you do that weird collision thing. I really do think it thought it was killing me. I'm glad this level wasn't put in place because a 145 star run would just not be possible, or I guess it would be 152 at that point. But also it scaled a little too hard for that. Also, this would be the only level of its kind. I don't remember if you can actually just double long jump for this. You can. He intended you to wall kick almost, but you know. I'm pretty sure his warp takes you somewhere over there. I think it is supposed to be a John. If we're talking about the same kind of John. They made these giant Mentos. The idea was you'd be at the top and like wall kick over with the same angle I had and land on this. You can see the QSLG path. DN Vic, I don't have enough time to finish my run. So I was just showing off the hidden course in this level. Or in this hack. Like, there was so much going on that I felt like I was gonna get like a 5-hour time if I kept going. It was the worst display of speedrunning I think I've ever seen. And I'm feeling terrible about it. But also, I got screwed by lag 3 separate times and died at the end of Hard Stars. And it's like, I bet you, if I go here and it doesn't say update. So I'm just kind of waiting. I'm just kind of filling time until you guys are like, hey, we're ready for the next run. Because this whole thing is a thing. It sucks. I'm pretty sure that's quicksand, actually. Yeah, it definitely is. Also some pinguses. Yeah, I'm good to stop. I am going to say that this will not happen again. The next time I do a marathon run, I'm just going to do something that's, like, not Kaizo-y. Yes, that's exactly the story I was telling Rev. It's true. It's a true story. So yes, what is it though? Pyrotechnics, I think. You know, in another life, I wish I could just, you know, do better. But hey, that's what it be. At least I saved the schedule. Well, the schedule is gonna be like a foobar if not, so, you know.